Oh yeah, it's Xavier down the bottom of the garden, and I finally got around to the lemon tree. So I've looked at it, and you see in there it's full of that horrible green stuff that Nigel talks about, and I think it's time that it goes. So I'm just going to work on it. Haven't got anything much to talk about today. Probably a good thing, really. And let's just see. I've got no idea what pot it's going to go in. But leaves are looking a little bit tired. Like there may be an infestation of something. In the early days, I used to just use rocks on the bottom. Stopped doing that, to be honest. So let's have a look through this. It's coming away very easily, which suggests there's not a lot going on in there. Wasn't sure how long this is going to take, but looking at this, I think it's going to be very quick. And I mean, this has been in this for 2, maybe 3 years. Clearly not doing that well. And I should have guessed. I mean, the foliage has been like this a lot of the time, so there's my lack of knowledge of lemon. But I should have guessed there was something going on in the roots that I wasn't happy with. It's not the, I mean, there's some roots growing, but not in the quantity that I expected after 2 years. See, that's got quite good roots. I just finished watching Nigel's latest, his tropicals update, and it's the one area I really wish I could wormy that I wish I could do more of. As I mentioned, I think earlier, I've got 3 or 4 really but good quality ficus tiger bark. In fact, they all got wired up last year, November time, so I'll be doing a wire removal and prune of those fairly soon. There's just nothing. Oh, I mean, that was the original radial that I did after the first ever Nigel video. When I learnt about roots, I did it with this. It's quite good, but there's nothing developed from it, so I think that's the soil. But yeah, but there's 2 levels. You've got this higher level and then this lower, and I'm just wondering, that's a nice one, that's the level. Might take that one off. That's the upper one there. Just slow, I think that's it. I'll just slowly work my way down on repots. I could take the base off there. That might be. If I take that off, I'm not convinced. I don't know what to do either way. I could saw there and take the bottom off it. Yeah, so I've got a load of ficus, and you know, I've got absolutely stacks of cuttings that have come along, but I'm very aware that I've run out of space, because all I've got is ledges. Because obviously in England the temperature goes well down below that sort of magic sort of 14-15 degrees Celsius that generally I associate with healthy, gosh, that didn't take long, something from the middle, healthy conditions for a ficus. So I'll have them outside for probably maybe 4 months of the year. The roots look healthy. There's nothing going on with them. I just think slow growth. I don't know. I'm going to cut that right back and see if we can get some roots going there. Yes, I've got all the ficuses, and as I say, I'll be doing quite a long video on those soon. But apart from that, I mean, my first ever bonsai was a Sarissa. Is that Sarissa fatata or something? The tree of 1,000 stars, or 1,000. I call it a tree of 1,000 deaths, because that one systematically died branch by branch. And I got cuttings off it, and actually grew cuttings, and they too died, A Dance of a Thousand Deaths. And then I went on, what was the next one? Carmona. Oh my goodness me. I wish I'd read the books first. Clearly, you know, you need absolutely prime conditions for Carmona. And I didn't have a clue. Talking to, and then when I read in the books that it's probably one of the hardest ones to grow indoors. Very, 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 very fussy. So I had a load of those die. So then all I was left with was my ficus, which, you know, to be fair, they grow in concrete, which with me is probably a good thing. And then jades. Initially they came across a bit boring, and I also found it difficult to work out their growth because of the way the lobes come out. But again, I have to put it down to watching another Nigel video when he was doing one of his forests, and that's when I realised what to do with them, and that you could actually be really, really ruthless with cutting them back. So that's what I did, and I've actually got, well, I've got a fair number of jades, and I'll be working on those as well once I've got through all the deciduous potting. And they're interesting, but again, I mean, at least jade you can keep it outside for a lot longer. I think their go-to temperature is somewhere around about 5 degrees, so I can keep them out a lot longer. Much as I'd love to be able to get that level of expertise that Nigel's got with, sorry, there's noise everywhere, with some of the other trees he's got. I mean, those flowerings at hibiscus and stuff like that, it's just incredible. But I think sometimes you just have to stick with the conditions you've got. Can I put a screen in there? I don't know where I put a screen in there actually. So I've got a good spread of fruits, just trying to work out what I'm going to attach it to. To be honest, I thought this lemon was going to take longer. As you saw, the roots are already how they were when I cut them probably 2 years ago. Been treading water, I think is probably the best way of describing it. So, thankfully at least it hasn't died. I think I'm going to be pretty brutal with cutting on this one. Really don't need that. I like that coming there. I've got a big chunk. What we'll definitely do is try and encourage some growth. So we don't want that coming out there. Oh, that's too thin. That's better. I love the smell of lemon when you cut. Let's get rid of those. Let's get rid of that leaf. Okay. Got that. Probably want that. Want some to bud out from here. So it's the back one I was looking at. It's this one. Probably wire that one back actually. Let's get those. I'm going to take that as well. Two, maybe I get something come out of the base there. Same with that. I'll have that. go back to basically 2 sets of leaves. On the back here, we're going to do the same here. Right, pink bonsai. So let's get rid of all that. It's far too much growth there. That's going. Too much growing there. We'll get rid of that. Same with that actually. That's going to go the wrong direction. One, little one there, little one there. I actually probably want something that activating there and get the shoots coming from there. So I'm going to cut back to there. And again, I probably want the shoot coming lower out on this one. Actually, that's the answer here too. That's ugly. Let's get rid of that. I have a feeling that's going to go. In fact, if I can get that bud to activate. Do you know, I've got a funny feeling this is going to be a kill it or save it type action, this one. There's not a lot of roots in there, so do you know what? I think, because what I'm trying to do is encourage roots to come from, not roots, I'm talking about from, so either a bud activation here or here. So why not take, I want to have a leaf on there so I can get something in it. Again, activation slower, that one probably is a pain actually. Okay, that's gone. I'd like something to come from here, but I don't think it will. Same here, activation here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. It's got a nice shape, but I am disappointed, so I'm just going to put some wound sealant. Okay. And having seen what the roots were like on that, I'm going to get my second lemon out and we'll have a look at that one. And to be fair, it looks in the same sort of state. I mean, the soil on this should be a lot better, but let's have a look. Lift out. Whenever it comes away like that, it doesn't fill me with confidence. Again, it could be that, truthfully, the temperatures these are in a lot of the time don't lend themselves to brilliant growth, I suppose. Definitely though, what I will say about this one is I pruned at the same time I did the other one. Certainly a lot more defined radial root growth there closer in. So that's something. We'll get rid of that one. Something coming over the top. Right, let's get rid of that one first off. Got that one crossing. Looks like it's gone through the other side. Okay, so we've got straight. Don't want that one up there. Actually, that one's quite high up, so let's get rid of that. There's a good spread there. Bony ones there. Just to see if there's any sort of grey or anything that might indicate a sickness. No. Just wondering whether it's just the environment. Don't know. I don't know. Take a bit of scale insect there. Not sure. Let's wet the roots. What do we do? What do we do? Definitely looking at the back of the leaves there. Yeah, it's not healthy. Oh, whatever we do, we're going to cut back to there. Cut back to there. There. There, okay. In fact, I don't want it to go up. Cut that off. Don't want that one there. Really don't need that one at all, but get rid of that. I've got a collar on it. It's all dead up there. Oh, it looks sad. Looks very sad. But what I will say is, in my experience, if it's got some of them, then with a bit of TLC, it'll probably be alright. So, what are we going to pop this one in? Oh, I suppose we'll... Yeah, I want to get a good mat of roots growing, so... Okay. Do you know, these last 2 weeks I've been quietly excited about getting to the lemons. I really felt confident that there was going to be a good set of roots growing away there and give you a good soaking, put you back in the greenhouse, and we'll say a little prayer for you, I think. Or I'll give it some bug spray. Well, I'm disappointed, really. I suppose it just goes to show that we can't always be guaranteed to have top-notch results, and this is an example of both trees that I've really not looked at in the last 2 or 3 years. I just assumed they were doing well, you know. It never occurred to me there was a problem, and really there were signs there with the vegetation and the lack of obvious substantial growth. I should have guessed, but again, this harks back to something I think Nigel mentioned early on. When you start having lots of trees, things are going to suffer, and I suppose you have to toss the coin and take that into account. But quietly, I'm hopeful these two will both come through all right. It just means that I'm a few more years away from where I want to be before I can actually set them up in a decent pot. So, from Expressions of Grace, down the bottom of the nursery, I'll wish you all a good evening, and bonne soirée, and until next we speak. Cheers then. Just thought it seemed a bit silly talking about the lemons and actually without showing you the babies. As I say, cuttings, actually wired them up and looking at them, they've got what I call more positive leaf growth than the parent plants. But yeah, give them a spray, give them a cutting same way actually. So got that one, a lot of leaf growth in there. I need to thin that out, I think. And with there, a bit dry. They've got some black spots on them as well. Not sure what that is. I'll have to look it up in my black spot book. I don't know whether that's visible. In fact, the best way of doing that is, yeah, someone can tell me. All unwired up. And I'll take the wire off and yeah, let some air get to those I think. Get them weeded, do a bit of general maintenance on them. What have we got? I'll get rid of that. Okay, well, that up there actually, let's go back. Either. Got that one. That's it. There we go. We'll go with that. We're going. Got two trunks there going out. Let's bring it right back. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. 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 One, two, go back. That. Okay, that'll do for now. And what I do, I don't know enough about trees, so I will watch. I'm going to know that they'll bud, but I've never really paid attention of where they bud from once they've been pruned, so I'll watch them this time and see what happens, so I know what to do next time. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do with that, so I'll do these on my own time, and hopefully we'll be able to give you an update on these lemons in about 3 or 4 months time. Thank you. Just a quick look at how they got through that frost. I think we had 4 days in the end where it stayed below 1. It was -1, -2 the last few nights. From the next few days it's going back up to sort of overnight temperatures of sort of 5, 6, 7 degrees. But then Thursday we've got 2 days in a row where it's supposed to be at 0. I'm leaving the doors open and the vents open, but I may well just leave them. It's the balance between overprotecting them and actually doing potential damage to the ability of the leaves to withstand heat later. I'll watch them, but I think they can probably stay here for another few days. It looks like all the trident maples and that have still got all their greenery. You can see them there. They're looking very happy, so that makes me very happy. Anyway, I'm just going to do some what I call slip pots for some Chinese elm that I did full repots on last year, but I want to get them into some nice ceramics, so I'm just going to go and find some decent pots for them.